Hi and welcome to another episode of Ocelot TV. We're here today with Joey Cape, singer of Lagwagon. Hi Joey.
Hello. Hi.
You're coming to Europe very often. You've been here just recently last year?
I've been here this year already. This is the 5th time this year, and I'm going to come at least one more time this year. I'm coming as well to Europe in general. In the general sense, I'm coming here. Yeah, but yeah, too much, I think, maybe. I'm wearing out my welcome.
I don't think so. When are you coming back? You just said you're coming back this year?
I am. I'm going to be here in August with Me First and the Gimme Gimmes as well.
Ah, sure.
See, this almost doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's like half a tour.
Yeah, but
if even that.
You're playing so many bands that people just forget us.
I am a whore.
Band whore?
Music whore, yeah.
Or is it just catching up that astronaut? Is it existing anymore?
Well, we still exist too, actually, but we periodically get together and play a few shows, but they're always in California because we can't really travel with that band. We did, I think, maybe a couple shows in Canada, and it proved to be very difficult. It's just too many people.
I didn't know that. I never seen you live. Well, you gotta come. Look
at YouTube. We're on there.
Nice. I thought it was quit after the last record.
We did. We quit actually until just a year ago or something, and I felt that I couldn't do that band without Derek. Derek and I started that band, and when he passed away, I felt like it was just kind of pointless to continue. But then many years went by, and different people in the band, we'd be hanging out and talking, and it was more and more of this kind of felt unfinished, unaccomplished, like we needed to just do one gig. We never played one fucking gig, You can't really call yourself a band if you don't do a gig. So we did kind of a first half-assed version. We did like an acoustic kind of where we didn't really have like the high volume electric guitars. We did more of a stripped down acoustic version of that. And that was cool, but then just very recently we did a full-blown version of the band, and it was awesome. I mean, they were really great players, I wish I could bring them to other parts of the world, but I don't think a lot of people know that band, and it's like I said, it's so expensive to travel.
Yeah.
It's just too many people. We need to fire some of them and hire some backing tracks, computers. But you can't do that though.
But you don't. But you're not never gonna do another Bad Astronaut album, or.
I don't know. Oh. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to. We talk about it a lot, but I think I need to do a Lagwagon album first.
Exactly. So let's get back to the point.
Yes.
2008 was the last record. I think my older brother used to listen to Lagwagon, and people are daring for a new record.
It's been too long. I mean, really, 2005 was the last full length we did, the Resolve album. The EP is almost kind of weird because it was my older brother EP, which came out more recently, almost doesn't count because his songs were taken from my first solo acoustic record, and I don't know that it had like that thing that we always have on our records where it's this eclectic effort and we realize who we are and all these things. This is kind of precisely the reason we haven't made a record in a long time. For me, I feel like when a band makes a new record, it's an awakening. They figure out what their identity is. Years go by, time goes by, people evolve individually, and the band evolves, and then you just kind of wake up one day and go, okay, I think I know what we need to do. And then you start writing, and then then of course everybody has a different idea of what that new focus is, but it comes together. And if you just force it and try to do something and calculate it, make it up, I think that people hear that. I don't feel like we've ever done that, and I never want to do it. The EP was close to doing that. We almost did that.
I liked it. I didn't think about it that way.
I like it too. The songs are my babies. I love them. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, I like the EP too, but it's different, and I don't think it's the direction that the band actually wants to go. It just was a little more simplistic or something. then the players in my band they're being compromised if they're not playing more than they were on the EP. I think the next thing we do will probably be very kind of progressive. There'll be a lot of riffs because that's kind of who we are.
Yeah, but that's what people were asking themselves all the time, I think, because the last records, especially the EP, were like grown up, more songwriter punk than punk. You know, it was a lot of Joey Cape singing and writing in there, and not so much riffs.
Well, that's exactly what it was, because it was just covers of solo songs of mine. And yeah, I'm a person that admittedly has not so much depth in my songwriting. I kind of have things that I do, and so anything that I write is going to sound the same. The difference with those things is that they were kind of married to these versions that we already had. They were acoustic, they were more simple, and I think if Lagwagon starts from the ground up in building new music, that allows the guys in my band to be a part of the creative process, and so they can come in and be like, yeah, that's a little bit boring, I'm gonna do this, you know what I mean? Like, and then it gets, and that's what makes it Lagwagon.
Yes.
I used to sometimes find that kind of annoying because I come from a more simple background in punk rock. I like 3 chords, and I like the guitar chord to just play and the vocal line to carry. You know, I'm not really always so interested in the super crazy stuff, but it's what makes our band sound the way we sound.
So it sounds like we just have to wait until the time has come.
And the upside of that is that without sounding too negative, you know, we talk about it a lot these days, and I think that I feel like we're getting really close. You know, I feel like we're getting really close to the time when we're going to make a record. There's more discussions going on amongst band members as to what it is that we should do, and what we would want to sound like, and how we're going to approach writing differently than we have before.
Often bands come home from tour, and the tour just gives them a lot of new ideas, a lot of energy. I don't know. Maybe it's the same with you. It
is the same for sure. I mean, I get rekindled, you know, that kind of flame, that chemistry that the band has, and then there are shows, they end, and you kind of look around and you think, this is great. Wouldn't it be even better if we actually had some new material? And everybody, we all agree. Everybody, of course, always feels that way when they're in a band. But, you know, I can say other things that are arguments to be made as to reasons, you know, why it's not essential to make new music. The important reasons to make new music is to keep you happy as a musician, as an artist, like to keep creative and keep it interesting, and so you're not being a fake, you know. The unfortunate reality is that most of the time people come to see your band play, they want to hear old songs.
I heard you saying that before, and I think you're absolutely right.
It's a sad truth. I think there are those few
the classics and stuff.
There's the minority fan base of a band that wants to hear new music, that's interested in hearing the new music. But that doesn't describe all that many people.
Everybody will cheer up when Mr. Coffee comes up. I know. But okay, let's get back to
except for me. No, I get a little exercise in that song. I get to do some jump rope, push-ups, so it's pretty cool.
So let's mention the box set. The box set is already out. The first 5 records of Lagwagon. But I was told there are many more songs on every CD. It should be added up like to 20 songs per CD. Am I right?
More than that, I think. I think the first one has 36, and they all are around 23 songs, something like this. The shortest one, I think, has 21 or something. I mean, it's a lot of songs.
What material is it?
It's all demos and outtakes and songs we did for comps that have gone out of print many, many years ago, and we just collected everything.
So it's a die-hard Lagwagon fan package all in one.
It's basically, the idea was, in lieu of doing a greatest hits record, because a band like Lagwagon, we don't have hits, you know. I don't think we do. We didn't really solicit radio. We didn't really make videos.
Well, it's how you define a hit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have songs that people like or whatever that are more in our set more often because people, you know, prefer them or something. But I didn't like the idea that if you make a greatest hits record, you kind of bury the deep cuts on a record, and you bury the evolution of a band and the kind of romance that records represent a time period for a band. What's really cool about the box set we did was that it was all about the evolution. You know, we thought, okay, the 5 records that we're gonna work on here are the records that will best benefit from sonic upgrade. You know, these old records that were mastered improperly, like they were never mastered for vinyl, they were only mastered for CD, so the vinyl's gonna be way better.
Oh yes, we have to mention it. It's on CD, vinyl, and download, so
and 8-track.
And 8-track?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Sorry, I got carried away. It just sounded so cool. I was like, and cassette and 8-track?
No problem. So
Laserdisc. But anyway, the point I'm making is this. It was really, really interesting for me to spend like 3 years tracing the evolution of the band and to find all that. When we were prolific in the early days, we made so much music. You know, we're a band that was it was ideal for us because we have so much music from back then, and the evolution of the band was, I think, the most interesting in those days. You know, when we were working 300 shows a year, so it was a lot of fun to make. And I think if I'm a fan of a band and I get something like that, that's so much better than some album of songs I already have. You know, it's all the albums. Artwork, everything was upgraded, you know. So I feel like it was a good thing we did.
So this is something to listen to until the new album comes out, and if you look at it, there's so many new songs that you don't know, so people will be pleased.
The real hardcore fans will know most of those songs, but you know, there's some songs for even those kids, you know, whatever guys. There's a few songs on there that are never released, and that might be for a good reason. Maybe they shouldn't have been released. I will admit, I found a few songs that were like, oh no, this is not going to ever.
But the die-hard fans, they want everything. So they want every piece because they want that progress you mentioned. You know?
Chad at Fat Records, who was the guy that I worked on with the, you know, we spent all that time together working on it together, and he was really the voice of reason most of the time because it's hard for me being in the band to be totally objective about things. You know, there was so much of it I was like, oh no. There's a reason that I didn't make a record. And Chad would say, a lot of these things that come out on these things that are really cool for people that love the band, they might only listen to it one time, but the fact that you gave it to them to listen to one time is a gift, you know? And he's like, you have to look at it that way. And I was like, okay, once I got my head around that some of that, then a lot more stuff was able to be on the records. And interestingly enough, when it's put in the pot, you know, and it's all one big thing, there isn't, you don't see those weaknesses as much because it all kind of creates a bigger picture now. It's pretty neat. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of it.
So get your copy today. The box set is I mean, every die-hard Lagwagon fan has to buy it.